Hi guys. So if you're following along on our GAPS journey, I'm going to recap days 6 through 11. So days 6 through 11 were pretty much a breakthrough for us. Day 6, I was exhausted, the kids were exhausted, the kids were not eating, I was just fed up. Originally, we wanted to jump to stage 2 on day 7, so we could do like a whole week for each stage, but we just couldn't last that long. So day 6, we decided to jump to stage 2 and add in raw eggs. We weren't having any like rashes or diarrhea or anything that made us think that we needed to stay on stage 1, so we just jumped to stage 2. So we added raw eggs in. It was a huge hit. The kids loved it. Loved it. Okay, so the real breakthrough was on day 6. I was just exhausted, but thank you, Jesus. Ava and Isabel decide to eat. Really just Ava. And whatever Ava does, Isabel does. So she had basically not eaten for 5 days. I mean, little bites here, little bites there, a couple of meatballs, and some ounces of bone broth, but that was it. I think she realized this is legit. Mom's not going to go buy me any cookies. There are no bananas in this house. All the popsicles are gone. I better eat something. Finally, she ate. And let me share with you the recipe that broke them, because we eat this recipe all the time. So I take a huge stock pot and I cut up a bunch of onions. So onions go in it, carrots go in it, cauliflower, and lots of butternut squash. And then I put lots of bone broth on it and boil all of that until it's dead, so dead. And then stick an immersion blender in there and make just a big pot of squash soup. There's enough butternut squash that just tastes sweet and it looks bright orange. So, the kids love it because it's a ridiculous color. I just serve them that soup with ground beef on top. And you guys, the kids love this. Day 7. So it's day 7. We had a really good day with Ava and Isabel eating. Day 7, I'm like, Ben, I am done with you. I was so fed up with him. So one day, everybody was napping. He got up early and I'm like, okay, he had no lunch. And then he took a nap and I'm like, I'm going to just try to feed him a couple bites of his lunch. It didn't work. I was trying to catch him like when he was kind of asleep but still hungry and feed him, but no, he was not having any of that. So he went and he laid on the couch because that's what he does all the time because he's so lethargic. And he's laying there and I am so done with him, like so fed up. So I do what the GAPS protocol says to do with kids with autism, which I really didn't want to resort to, but it's bribe your kids, basically. So I'm like, okay, what can I give this child to eat that he will like? So I say, hey, Ben, you want a vitamin? And he says, yep. And I say, okay, good. Come over here and eat some food and I'll give it to you. So I set the vitamin right in front of his food and he ate his food and then he got his vitamin, which I understand, like vitamins are ridiculous for prizes, but my kids love them. They think they're candy. I'm pretty sure they think they're eating like sweet tarts or something. They're just vitamins, but I didn't know if we were going to make it not eating. But so finally, so day 7 and 8, huge breakthroughs for us. All 3 kids eating. No more yelling at the table. No more like, drink your bone broth, drink your bone broth, drink your bone broth. We were done with that. Finally, they were eating. And you guys, like days 8, 9, 10, Ava and Isabel started eating like 4 bowls at a time. And there was one day in there that Ben ate 4 bowls for breakfast, 4 bowls for lunch, and 4 bowls for dinner. He decided, I guess he had to make up for all those calories that he didn't eat those 5-6 days before. It has been a ridiculous amount of food I've been feeding my family. So day 9, it's Saturday. We decide we're going to go to the farmer's market. We have a huge farmer's market in our state. And Aaron and I used to go pre-kids and it's so much fun. You just hold hands and stroll down the street. Yeah, our experience was not like that. So we planned ahead. We had all of our bone broth packed. We ate breakfast right before we left. We had our thermoses of chicken vegetable soup to bring along. And we went and we had been in a wagon. We paid for parking, so we were super close. We pull him in a wagon and he has a meltdown. His tummy's full. He just had breakfast, but he sees all these other people, eating the good stuff, like the fried foods and the ice cream and even just fruit. So we're pulling Benjamin in a wagon, having a meltdown. It was just a terrible idea. But at the same time, we were all dressed if you know what I mean, if you stay home for 9 days straight and don't leave the house, you know what I mean by you were dressed when you leave the house. Like, we had on clothes. I had makeup on. My kids were dressed. They weren't wearing pajamas. So after the farmer's market, we had our first meal out of the 9 days of our GAPS diet. We took all of our food to go and brought it to Aaron's brother's house. And like, came rolling in with our like picnic basket and cooler. And I think we had 2 coolers actually. And just so many thermoses. We had like probably 6 or 8 thermoses of bone broth and soup and roast and different things. And then we bring out all the mugs. Like, so many mugs for like my tea and bone broth and soup and roast, and just, it was ridiculous. It was so unsustainable. But we got out of the house on a Saturday as a family and we did something fun, and we were all dressed and we took showers that day, so that was good. So we are now in the middle of stage 2 and it's going pretty good. You guys, I have to tell you about, I don't remember what day this was, maybe like 7, 8, 9. I went to the grocery store by myself. I had a babysitter because I knew like there's no way I can get groceries with kids that haven't eaten for a couple days and bring them into a grocery store with all that processed food. That just was not going to happen. So I get a babysitter and I go to the grocery store, and by grocery store, I mean actually 3 different ones because I'm having to get all the organic stuff and it's ridiculous. But you guys, I've never felt better grocery shopping. I don't know. I was just on this high. I don't know if I was like super low carb and in ketosis or what, but I would, I had my cart and I had my list, and I would see those like goldfish and I'd see that cheese and see that pizza, and like none of them spoke to me. If you know what I mean, like, normally they're saying like, come on, I'm going to be so good. Like, go buy me and eat me on the couch, like those kind of things. And none of them said anything to me. They were just like, we don't really care that you're walking by us. We know you're not going to buy us anyway. Seriously, like I didn't have any cravings. There was nothing in my gut. There was no bacteria calling for those processed foods. It was amazing. And it's not like I normally go off and buy a bunch of, junk food, but, like I want to get the junk. So that was it was a really amazing experience to be able to walk in a store surrounded by, like the packaged, pre-boxed food and not want to eat it. It was amazing. Like I just wanted vegetables and chicken. That's never happened before. So day 7 and 8 were really a breakthrough for us. No more yelling at the table. No more, feeding my children, spoon feeding them. It's going pretty well. And I just want to encourage you guys, if you're on day 1 or 2, or if you're thinking about starting GAPS, it does get better. It gets better. So thanks for watching.